Hello, Internet, and welcome to Game Theory. Wait a minute, I better not do that. That's not my show. Let's try that again. Hello, Internet, and welcome to a theory about a game, which is likely not to be as entertaining as the actual game theory. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by and watching. So while I'm not the game theorist, I do want to talk about a theory about this game, at least in my opinion. And first, let me just throw some mad props out to the game theorist. I absolutely love Matt Pat, I love his videos, and he might be a little bit of an inspiration for this. My question is Mario just a little over 2 feet tall? Let me go ahead and just say this isn't going to be one of those really awesome mathematical videos with a lot of geometry and physics to figure out the height of things. I know that kind of video can be really fun, but it's also really time consuming. So, yeah. None of that. I'm just basically going to compare Mario to some of the things that we see in the background. And the reason why I'm coming up with this now is I believe by looking at this video we can finally actually compare Mario to something that is in real life versus something that is in the Mushroom Kingdom. I feel like if it's in the Mushroom Kingdom, well, we don't know the dimensions of things there. Buildings could be a lot taller, a lot smaller. I mean, look at hobbits, for instance. They live in their own special built homes. But now when we watch them on the screen, we really can't tell how tall a hobbit is, or we really don't know how big their home is. But when we compare them relative to the human race, we can see that they are actually a lot smaller. So now that we have Mario set in New Donk City, we can actually see real life setting around him and kind of get an idea of that relative perspective of just how tall he is. So our first stop comes really early in the video, right here, at this fire hydrant. Yes, this fire hydrant right here. A standard, everyday, in your neighborhood, on the side of the road, fire hydrant. So you can already tell right away just by looking at this picture, this side by side, Mario's pretty short. That is, granted, this is taking place in a real life setting. When I add this bar right here, you can see that Mario is literally maybe an inch or a few centimeters taller than this fire hydrant. When I add it in this bar, you can see it fills in the gap to show how little space there is between his head and the top of that fire hydrant right there. And so I decided to do a little investigating and see just how tall is a standard fire hydrant. And I found this diagram right here. The first thing I want to point out about this picture is these specs are in inches. If we get a look at it right here, and I'll zoom in a little bit more closely, you can see it says base 6-inch mechanical joint shown. So the rest of these numbers are in inches because that specifically says that. Now if we look up here, we can see that from the top of the bolt down to the subterranean base, we can see the ground line groove here, and the top is measured from that point all the way down to the point to where it is just underground, and that is 28.63 inches. So now when we subtract the little bit of the base that is underground, which is included in that 28.63, we get 3.5 inches minus 28.63, and I know I said there was going to be no math, but that equals 25.13 inches. We can handle a little subtraction. Now what I've called the underground base plate, I've noticed on some fire hydrants is actually elevated, but other fire hydrants, including the one in this video, appear to be how I have described it, but then again I am no expert, and let's move on. So that means from the base of the fire hydrant to the top of the bolt, we have 25 inches, roughly. And I'd also like to point out that this is to the top of Mario's hat. So these figures are excluding the height of his hat on top of his head, because I don't want to get too in depth with it, but you get the idea. So what I'm really saying here is Mario is really one short fellow. But if that's not enough to convince you, let's look at a couple more examples from this video. Scrub. And here we go. Mario is almost the exact height of this sidewalk cone. Try saying that 3 times fast. When was the last time you saw a 6-foot sidewalk cone? I know I haven't. Still not convinced? Let's venture forward. Doop-de-doo. And we didn't have to go very far once again for this one. Mario is standing up to this lady's butt. Go ahead, measure your own butt. See how far it is from the ground. Now let's take into account that women are generally shorter than men. And on that note, I just measured from the floor to the top of my wife's butt. She's 5 feet tall. To the top of her butt is 3 feet. Also making the case for putting Mario's measurement just to right around 25 inches. Now let's fast forward and look at just one last example. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. And here we are, the last example I will present to you today. Look at Mario standing next to this window. Let me see if I can turn this around so we can get a little better view. No, don't help. Anyways, check out Mario. He only stands half as tall as this window. I imagine this building to be some sort of an apartment complex. If you live in an apartment complex, I again encourage you to take your own measurements. Look outside your window, look at your window. Is your window 12 feet tall? Is it 10 feet tall? If it's not, I'm betting that window is shorter. I'm betting that window is around 3.5, 4, maybe 5 feet at the most. This again backs my original theory, my game theory, that Mario is only a little over 25 inches and just over 2 feet tall. But if that's true, does that mean Toad's only 1 foot tall? That's a theory about a game for another day. But hey, internet, this video was made just for fun. Are these measurements accurate? Are they true? I really have no idea. It's just an observation that I happen to make. So anyways, that is my game fit. Yeah, I still better not do that. So anyhow, you've just watched a theory about a video game. Thank you for watching. And if you got any enjoyment out of this video, please share it, like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.